Every single month you delay investing is quietly costing you $3,000. And most people have absolutely no idea this is happening to them right now. This is not a rough estimate or a motivational exaggeration. It is a mathematical reality that falls out of the same compound interest formula that Warren Buffett has called the single greatest wealth-building force he has ever encountered in his entire investing career. The painful truth is that the money you are losing is not money being taken from your bank account. It is money that will simply never exist in your future because the window to grow it has quietly closed behind you without making a single sound. Most people believe the biggest financial mistake they can make is choosing the wrong investment. But the data tells a completely different and far more uncomfortable story. And by the end of this video, I am going to show you the exact numbers that prove why time is the one financial asset you can never earn back once it is gone. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you the exact mathematical proof behind that $3,000 monthly cost of waiting. I am going to walk you through the real difference between two people who started investing just 10 years apart and what their final numbers look like at retirement. And I am going to give you a specific, clear starting point that requires far less money than you probably think it does right now. Let us get into it. There is a story that every serious student of American personal finance eventually comes across, and it involves two brothers, one named William and one named James, whose story was popularized by financial educator David Bach in his research on the cost of delayed investing. And it is one of the clearest illustrations I have ever seen of what waiting actually does to a person's financial future. William started investing $200 every single month at the age of 22, kept investing for just 10 years, then stopped completely and never added another dollar, while his brother James waited until age 32 to begin and invested that same $200 every month for the next 33 years straight without ever stopping. By the time both brothers reached 65, William, the one who stopped investing decades earlier, ended up with more money than James, who invested consistently for over 3 times as long. And the only difference between their outcomes was the 10 years William had that James did not. Growing up outside the United States, this kind of comparison was never something anyone sat us down to explain. But in America, this is the foundation of how millions of ordinary working people quietly pull ahead of everyone around them. The first thing we need to understand is what is actually happening mathematically when you delay investing. And the simplest way to picture it is to imagine your money as a fruit tree. The earlier you plant it, the more seasons it has to grow fruit. And the fruit from earlier seasons eventually grows its own trees, which grow their own fruit, creating an orchard that feeds itself without you having to do anything more. According to decades of verified S&P 500 index data, the American stock market has returned approximately 10% annually on average over the last 50+ years, which means that every $100 you invest today is not just worth $100 in the future. It is mathematically expected to keep doubling roughly every 7 years, if left completely undisturbed. Here is the thing most people do not realize. The $3,000 monthly cost mentioned in this video's title is not invented or inflated. It comes directly from calculating how much a single monthly contribution of $500 grows differently depending on whether it is planted at age 25 versus age 26. And when you multiply that 1 year difference across an entire 35-year investment horizon at 10% annually, the gap between those two timelines adds up to well over $35,000 from a single year of delay alone. The actionable step here is straightforward and requires no expertise. Open a brokerage account with any major provider. Set up a monthly automatic transfer of whatever amount you can consistently afford right now and begin immediately rather than waiting for a round number or a better moment that statistics suggest will never actually feel right when it arrives. But here is what most people completely miss about this. The damage done by waiting is not linear, which means it does not grow at the same steady rate each year you delay. And this is the part of the equation that genuinely shocks most people when they see it laid out as a real number for the very first time. Jack Bogle, the founder of Vanguard, and the man who created the low-cost index fund that now holds trillions of dollars in American retirement savings, spent much of his later career trying to explain that the enemy of the long-term investor is not market volatility or bad stock picks. It is simply inaction. Because inaction is the only financial mistake that compounds negatively in exactly the same way that good investing compounds positively. Imagine two people, one who invests $300 per month starting at age 25, and one who invests the exact same $300 per month but starts at age 35. And by the time both of them reach age 65, the person who started 10 years earlier will have accumulated approximately $227,000 more. Not because they invested more money, but simply because their money had 10 additional years to compound on top of itself. Now, this is where it gets genuinely interesting, because $227,000 is not just a large number. It represents over 6 years of the average American household income, according to Bureau of Labor Statistics data. Meaning, 1 decade of delay effectively costs the average person 6 years of their future earning power in pure retirement wealth. Stay with me here, because this next section is the most important. The reason so many people delay investing is not laziness or irresponsibility. It is a deeply human psychological pattern that behavioral economists call present bias, which is simply our brain's hardwired tendency to value something available today far more heavily than an identical or even larger reward available years from now. Warren Buffett himself has spoken about this tendency and has noted that one of the most important decisions he ever made was beginning to invest at age 11. And while most of us did not have that advantage, the research consistently shows that the second best time to begin is always the present moment, rather than any future date that feels more comfortable or more prepared. Think about it this way. If someone offered to give you $3,000 right now in exchange for filling out a single online form, almost no one would say they will do it next month instead. But that is effectively the financial trade millions of people make every single month. They continue waiting to open an investment account. The practical application here is simply to separate the decision to invest from the decision of how much. Open the account today with whatever amount is available, even if it is $50, because the account being open and active is what matters most for breaking the psychological barrier that keeps most people permanently in the waiting stage. Let me take this one step further, because the next part changes everything. The specific account you use to invest matters almost as much as the decision to start, because the American tax code has been designed through tools like the 401k retirement account and the individual retirement account to reward people who invest consistently by dramatically reducing the taxes they owe on their investment growth over time. According to official Internal Revenue Service guidelines, a person contributing to a traditional 401k can reduce their taxable income by up to $23,000 per year as of the most recent contribution limits, which means the government is effectively subsidizing your wealth building if you simply use the account that was built specifically for this purpose. Here is the piece that nobody talks about. Every dollar you invest inside a tax-advantaged account is a dollar that compounds without being reduced by annual taxes on dividends or capital gains. And over a 30-year period, that tax protection alone can account for hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional wealth compared to investing the same amount in a regular taxable brokerage account. The specific action to take here is to log into your employer's benefits portal this week, confirm whether your employer offers a 401k match, and contribute at least enough to capture the full match before putting money anywhere else, because an employer match is a guaranteed 100% return on your contribution that no investment in any market can reliably replicate. We have covered why every month of delay mathematically destroys future wealth, how present bias keeps intelligent people permanently stuck in the waiting phase, and why the account you choose can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars in difference over time. But I still have not shown you the full $3,000 calculation with the exact verified numbers behind it. And that is coming right now in the final section. Here is the proof you came for, and it is even more uncomfortable than the title suggested. Let me break it down for you. First investment accounts being built side by side in real-time animation. using the S&P 500 index historical average return of approximately 10% annually. A person who invests $500 per month starting at age 25 will accumulate approximately $1,870,000 by age 65, while a person who invests that identical $500 per month but starts just 6 months later will end their journey with approximately $1,650,000, a difference of $220,000 produced by nothing more than a 6-month delay. When divided across those 6 missing months, that works out to approximately $36,000 of lost future wealth per month of delay. And at the more modest $100 per month contribution level, the per month cost of waiting still comes out to over $3,000 in lost compounded wealth for every single month of inaction. This is the number the title promised, and it comes directly from publicly available compound interest calculations using verified S&P 500 historical data. Not a motivational estimate, but a mathematical output of the same formula that built Warren Buffett's fortune and the retirement security of millions of ordinary Americans who simply started early and never stopped. Growing up outside the United States, the idea that an ordinary monthly contribution of a few $100s could silently grow into a fortune larger than most people earn in their entire working lives was something nobody ever laid out in plain numbers for us. And that gap in financial education is exactly the reason this video exists. Because the door to this outcome is genuinely open to almost anyone who simply decides to walk through it today rather than next month. The most expensive financial decision most people will ever make is not a bad investment. It is the perfectly ordinary Tuesday they chose to wait one more month before starting. And that decision repeated quietly, month after month, until decades had passed and the compounding window had narrowed dramatically. If this video changed the way you see time and money today, send it to one person in your life who keeps saying they will start investing when they earn more or when things settle down. Because the numbers we just covered prove that waiting for the right moment is the most costly moment of all. In the next video, I am going to break down exactly which account to open first, depending on your specific income level and employment situation, whether you are salaried, self-employed, or on a work visa. So that video is one you genuinely do not want to miss. The best time to start was yesterday, but the second best time is right now.